These are devotions for people at a social distance. This morning in my devotions, I was reading in Job chapter 36. And of course, this picks up the speech of absolutely one of my favorite characters in the book of Job, a guy named Elihu. Fun fact, his name in Hebrew actually would have been Eliyahu. And I think that that's a perfect name for him because he is thrown into this book as a bit of a reason to laugh, a little bit of lightheartedness, I think, in a sense. The story of Job, as you recall, it has Job, all these terrible things happen to him, and it says that three friends come and talk to him, and most of the book is about a dialogue between Job and these three friends. But then all of a sudden, near the end, Eliyahu who is not one of the three friends, just sort of shows up and starts talking. He comes out of nowhere. Some have suggested perhaps this character was added to the book later. That seems like a possibility. But whether he was part of the original plan or whether he wasn't, he sort of comes across as a bit of well. Let's hear what he says today. Verse 2, chapters 36. Bear with me a little, and I will show you, for I have yet something to say on God's behalf. So this Eliyahu, presumes to speak on behalf of God. I will bring my knowledge from far away and ascribe righteous to my Maker. Now I got nothing but the right things to say about God. For my words are not false. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you. And those words, I think, particularly sum up Eliyahu perfectly. One who's perfect in knowledge with you. This is a guy who is just so certain that he's got it right, that he's got all the answers. And like I say, he is in this book as someone who is clearly wrong. He's proved wrong by the end of the book, because what he goes on to say is basically he lays it out like some of the other friends have done, but when Eliyahu says it, it's just crazy. You know, if something bad has happened to you, well, it's because you have deserved it. God does not withdraw his eyes from the righteous, but with kings on the throne, he sets them forever and they're exalted. And if they are bound in fetters and caught in the cords of affliction, if something bad happens to you, then he declares to them their work and their transgressions, that they are behaving arrogantly. God tells them it's all your fault if something bad happens to you, which of course is the big theme in the book of Job, and very clearly, the whole point of the book of Job is that Job did not do anything to deserve all the horrible things that happened to him, and yet Eliyahu comes along and he says, you know what, my words are not false. I am perfect in knowledge of God. So I would simply just hold out, and I think this is a very timely point for where we are right now. Anyone who comes along to you and says, with full confidence, this is what God thinks, this is what God is, this is what God is doing in this moment, and says, I mean, these are things we can talk about, we can speculate, we can discuss about, but anyone who comes along and says, I am perfect in knowledge of all of these things, that's the person you need to look out for. And the problem is, we are surrounded by people today on every side who are just so consumed with themselves and their perfection of knowledge. And the more, I mean, the reality of the world today is the more strongly someone insists that they've got it right, that they have the answers, the more you need to look out for them. You know, more you need to watch out for them. They are an Eliyahu. There's just a very timely warning from the scriptures. Lord our God, save us from those people who think they have perfect knowledge, especially perfect knowledge about you. But those who don't pause to think and question the things that they've come to believe, save us from them. Save us from falling into that trap. Amen.